Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Play Junk Jack! Whoa! Today is a bit of a bittersweet episode. This is going to be the last ever Junk Jack Let's Play. I'm kind of sad, but you know, Junk Jack X is out now, and I feel like it's time to move on. When I originally talked about when Junk Jack X was coming out and getting rid of the series, I figured I'd have at least like a week or two in advance to know about it, and it just kind of came out, so I didn't really get the chance to think about it. But even though we still have achievements that aren't finished, I think it's time to move on. So today in this episode, we're just going to be going over everything that we've done and just doing a nice world tour and just talking about each thing that we've done. And today, starting off with our lovely abode. So our house, started off as like a normal wood hut thing, and at the time, I was super into modern builds. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to make it out of brick, which was the stupidest idea ever, because brick in Junk Jack is the most tedious thing to get ever, because you need clay, and then you need to make it into bricks, and then you make the bricks into brick blocks, and it's just very, very tedious. And we were like quite a bit into the series by the time that I finally finished this house, just because it called for so much brick. But we finally finished it, and I am very proud to say that not one brick in this house was duplicated. I'm very proud to say that because it is a lot of clay. But we just have the normal stuff. We have down here our out-of-the-way storage area, and we have, some cows for the milking so that we can easily get milk for crafting recipes. And then we also have this UFO. And this UFO was very random. When I built this, I was kind of in between. I think I built this when I dropped Junk Jack down to only 1 day a week because it was at 2. And I was just starting to kind of get bored of Junk Jack. And so this was something just kind of like fun and random that I did. And it honestly doesn't look that good, but I had a fun time making it, and that's what matters. I do kind of wish that I would have put it like higher up, but although, if you, shameless plug, if you want, you can watch my Junk Jack X build off that I had with just Cyan, and I build another UFO. And I can't decide which one I like more, though. I don't really like the one that I built, but they're a lot different looking, though. So you can check that out if you want, But I think that's really it. We have some random food up here. This was like the first food that we made. And then this banana chocolate pie, I think it's called. I made that on my birthday, my 17th birthday. And you know what we should do? At the end, we should come back here and we should make some beer and just have a celebratory beer chugging, because that's a thing. So anyways, moving on from the house and moving on to this barn. I feel like this barn was never really talked about a lot because when I built this, I was either going out of town or I was just planning on being busy a lot that month. And I pre-recorded a couple episodes, and somehow I pre-recorded like 2 or 3 episodes, and somehow every single one of them didn't have audio. Like the audio didn't save for whatever reason. And this barn was built in those 2 or 3 episodes, and so fun fact, you will never ever be able to watch me build this barn because it is not in an episode. Which is why it was never really talked about. But I put some chickens in the roof and some sheep in the floor above the ground floor, and then there's some pigs. And I don't really have much to say about the barn. I feel like we honestly haven't really done much with it. But moving on, and we never feed our animals because feeding animals is actually very expensive in Junk Jack to keep them all fed. But moving on to our giant restaurant skyscraper holding food holding cell thing. This was an achievement, and it was, I think it was to build a restaurant that hit like the block building limit, or it was just to make like a skyscraper, and then I turned it into a restaurant. I don't really remember, but I built this. I'm actually like not very happy with it. I do like, ooh, my phone is buzzing. I'm not really happy with how it looks, but I don't think there's really much that I could have done because like building something that tall takes a while. But I do like how the floor turned out with like the checkeredness. I think that's pretty cool. We never ended up completely filling it, but I think we got pretty close. There's really not that much room left. I think if we would have made like another large batch of something, then we would have filled it. And then we would have had nowhere to put our food. It's already getting dark out. I will go and sleep real quick, and then I'll be back because this part is best seen when it's fully light out. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have slept, and it is a new day. So this, I'll just show you. So it's supposed to be a mural of Junk Jack, and I think it would look a lot better if it would be above ground and it would all just be on the same layer. But I wanted to be cool and make a museum thing underground, so I was like, oh, I'll make a mural or whatever. And it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted to. It definitely looks better now than what it did in the beginning, but it definitely doesn't look that great. And I never really got it to a point where I was happy with it because I had spent so much time working on it that I was just like, you know what, we need to move on to something else now because I'm getting bored of this. And so this was originally supposed to be a museum for like all the little trinket things that you get and the random useless stuff that you get. And it was also supposed to be for like statues and like the 3-piece statues. And I think that was it. I think I was also going to display all my tools and swords in here because that was going to be, or that was an achievement to get all tools and swords. So I think I was going to put those in here too, but I never got to like transferring them over. But there's just showcases to put things. Hello, bunny. And here's the tree. I do actually have quite a bit more statue pieces, but I just never got to moving them in here, apparently. And then here's some of the statues that I got. We built these two, which were pretty easy. We had like most of the parts already, and they both took like 3 pieces to make. And then I found this worm, like I'm pretty sure it was the last update. It was the Valentine update. They came out with 4 new statues or something, and I searched forever and I could only find the worm statue. I found the worm statue twice, and so I couldn't find any of the other ones. And then the Junk Jack statue took forever. I went mining just for different statue pieces, and I only found this one. And then I think that's actually when I found all the pieces for the bottomless chest as well, which was kind of a perk. And then here was supposed to be just kind of like an area to display all the trinkets and stuff, which I didn't end up liking how this all looks, and I was going to change it, but then I just never did, like most of the stuff in this room. Oh, and there's still stuff that spawns down here, evidently. I think it's that they spawn on the sand or something, because that's the only spawnable surface around here. But then past this, if we keep walking this way, here's a random swimming pool that we just built and then never came back to, I don't think. I'm pretty sure this was an achievement as well. It was to make a swimming pool. And so I made a swimming pool the best I could. And then I also added a dive board. Boom! And then since it's wool, you don't take damage. And then there's like awkwardly the same height palm trees. It's pretty fancy. Hi bear, bye bear. Bye. Well, that's something that we never made. We never made a bear claw. And I had enough talents to do that. So many things I wish I would have done, but I just, like, never got around to doing. We never finished the food challenge to make all the food. Never got a zombie shirt, or I have gotten zombie shirts, but I just used them in other things. But I never got another zombie shirt, and I never got the Maya boss head thing for the Scarecrow. I never got a lot of things. And here is our greenhouse. And this is one thing that people always suggested, even though for quite a while we would always, like, walk past it and walk through it. But people always suggested to build a greenhouse. I'm like, people, we walked through it multiple times this episode. But I think this was another thing that I kind of built with the barn. So it was kind of like it wasn't really, like, paid attention to, because, like, I built it off camera pretty much, because it was in a lost episode. But I don't know, it's a greenhouse. We have lots of different fruits and vegetables. Is there any vegetables in here? Yeah, I guess there is. It's not all of them in here. I do have, like, all the trees and all of the plants and everything. But I think the rest of them are over by the house. But this is the rest of them. Too bad there aren't any hops on here. We'll have to walk by later and see if there's hops on there, because I don't know if I have any to make beer right now, actually. And then I think that's pretty much it for that. My magical bean. I think this was the first magical bean that I got. In this world, at least. I know I've gotten, like, one other one in my very first world that I played on Junk Jack. But anyways, and now we are on to the medieval village thing, and here's the bridge. I'm pretty proud of this bridge. I think I might try rebuilding it in Junk Jack X, because now there's actually water to make a bridge over. But I'm pretty proud of how this came out, and people said it was, like, really creative and stuff. I'm like, oh, stop it. No, but really. Just kidding. And then here is, I don't think I ever fixed this flag. I didn't. Is there blue wool in here? No. Anyways, this, I think it's starting to get dark, but we have beds over here, so it's fine. This is supposed to be kind of like a lookout or a wall for the small village. And this flag, it's, like, way too big scaled, like, next to everything else. And I accidentally, a while ago, I don't think I ever talked about this, I accidentally broke the pole for it, and I replanted it, but I got rid of the dark blue wool, or just, like, the blue wool, so that it could grow to the right height. And then I just forgot to replace it, which is why it's missing now. Hello, Mr. Pig. But that's this, and then we just have some storage, which we used for building things. And we can just wait till it's dark out so that we can sleep. Spawn moved. And what else? I'm pretty happy overall with what we've done with this village. One sec. Okay, there was, like, a cord that was, like, falling, and I was trying to catch it and move it, and it just wasn't working. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with this village overall. It is kind of a shame that I never got to finish the whole thing completely, but what I did get done, I'm pretty happy with. This is just a house. This is actually, like, the only just, like, house that I made in this village. I think the roof is pretty interesting, how it, like, slants down and stuff, and it, like, kind of goes with the terrain a little bit. There isn't really much to say about this house. It's a house. I do like the roof, though. That's probably, like, the one roof that I actually like that's, like, interesting looking. And this is the blacksmith. A lot of people, because I posted pictures and stuff on the forums, and a lot of people really liked the blacksmith. I think they liked, like, the overhang area and stuff, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out and stuff. I really like the overhang, and people said that the blocks in the back were like a nice touch. I was like, oh, thank you. But I'm pretty happy with that as well. I guess the roof does look pretty good on that one too, and I like how the chimney goes with it too. Over here is our windmill. This is probably this one and the clock tower, probably the two buildings that I'm not really like quite 100% happy with, or like I feel like I could have done a little bit more with it. There's not really much to this building. It's mostly just, let's see if we can get up here a little bit. It's mostly just kind of like the windmill, and I went through a lot of different styles, like every single week for almost a month. Like the wheel was different, but I think this is the happiest design that I was with, because I think it started out in like a up and down cross type thing. It wasn't like the diagonal blocks. I actually don't remember what I started out with. But this one was definitely the happiest I was with. And then I added some sand that was supposed to represent, like grain and stuff. Yeah, there's not really much that I can say about that one either. Get out of here. And then I just added some wheat around it since it's supposed to be in like a wheat field. And then ignore those chests. Over here, we get into, I never finished this. I never added another booth. And I never moved this chest so that I could get rid of the wool in the back. Let's grab that wool so we can fix it on our way back. Never really finished this kind of general area because I was still tweaking it. But here's the one and only booth that's still standing, and it isn't even one of the original booths because we moved it over. I never was really like very happy with the booths. So, which is why they kept on changing a bunch. But I think if I would have gotten the time to continue like tweaking it and moving stuff around, I would have liked them more. And then over here was this? No, this one wasn't our last build. This is our second to last build. This is the, whatchamacallit? Taylor's trailer, whatever I called it. Taylor's trailer. I don't know, they're all spelled different and it's a pun and it's supposed to be funny. Whatever. But this is just a Taylor. I don't really like this roof, and I tried to fix it and I tried to make it different than the other ones that get out of here, don't hurt me, bear. And I tried to make it different than the other roofs that I've already done, but I succeeded in making it look different, but I didn't really succeed in like being happy with it. I feel like I've kind of said that I'm overall happy with how this came out, but then I just keep on saying I'm not really happy with it. But whatever, I feel like anyone's gonna say that about their builds though. And then here is the clock tower, and how did you get up here? Did you really jump all the way up here? Dang. It's 3 p.m. This roof kind of ended up being a little interesting. I should have made it one wider so that the roof was like uneven. It would have made more sense, and I think it probably would have looked a wee bit better. It's not very smooth looking, but I got like the right slant that I was going for, and I just had to like deal with it not being very smooth looking. I did a lot of designs with this as well. Probably my favorite part is the spider webs and stuff though. Like I really like this spider web right here. The way like the ladder just like kind of goes into it and then you can continue like climbing over it. That's probably my favorite part of the clock tower. And then I tried adding this side thing because I felt like it needed something. And when I built the clock tower, I was planning on putting like a little side building on it. But then the side building just didn't work out very well. And I was going to continue tweaking the roof. And I didn't make it that far. And same with like pretty much this whole side thing. I was going to continue messing around with it. But I didn't get to that. And then this is actually unfinished because we didn't make doors. We can do that now. Is there a workbench somewhere? I'll talk about it first. This is the bakery, and we never filled it, but I think that's okay. It's it's after lunch hour and everyone in town has already picked everything clean because they were very hungry. But I'm pretty happy with how this came out. It definitely looks, I think this is the building that looks most like a hut. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Let's go make doors real quick. We don't have nails on us. That might be a problem. I might have nails in a chest over here, in those silver chests. Over here. Oh, nails. We might actually have doors. No, we don't. Workbench? I'm not sure that there's one over here. In fact, I know there isn't. Let's see. We can just make a workbench real quick. Actually, is there one? No, there's not one in there. Let's see here. Let's try to make it quickly. Boom, boom. I have to remember the craft note because it's different in Junkjack X now. No, go away. This and... oh gosh. I don't remember. That. No. I know what it is in Junkjack X. Oh, that's what it is. Up. I was close in the beginning. I was very close. Okay, let's sleep. Oh gosh, we're gonna die. Okay. Let's see here. Plop this down. And then, what are we making? We're making doors. Hopefully I can remember how to make a door now. Okay, no. It's with planks. I do know that. I think it's like, yeah, like that. Because again, that's now different in Junkjack X. Okay, go away, spider. Stop trying to kill me. You stupid hoe. No, just kidding. The spider's not a hoe. A hoe's a hoe. Anyways, so plop the doors. That is the last building thing on this server, on this world, in Junkjack, in this series. Our last building. I feel like it should have been more epic than that. But anyways, let's walk over back to our main house. Let's pick this up. We don't want to litter. This is our one and only Antanium hammer that we've kept literally through the whole entire series. Our Antanium Tanium hammer is our best friend. We've literally had it through like the whole series. I found 3 pieces of Antanium pretty fast in the series, like near the beginning. And I made a shovel with it, and I made a hammer. And I think we still actually have the shovel somewhere. I just stopped using it because it was about to die. And we still have the hammer, and that's the only Antanium that we've ever found, I think. Oh no, we actually have 9. Just kidding, that was a lie. Anyways, let's see. Hopefully we have some hops. We do. Sweet. And I think we need wheat, and what else? I feel like this... Sorry if you can hear people, like, starting their cars outside. I feel like this craft book is, like, so comfortable to me because I've gotten so... Oh, there it is. I've gotten so comfortable using it. Actually, I don't know how to make that. Actually, I think I might. Let's try. I've gotten so comfortable with using it, and the Junkjack X craft book just seems really awkward to me. I said this once, but I feel like I do remember how to make it. That's exciting. I feel like I'm just searching for icons, whereas this one, like, I'm actually searching for a recipe, and if I know the name of it, then I can just keep scrolling through and find it. I don't know. I personally hope that they continue tweaking the craft book a little bit, because personally, to me, it's kind of in a way harder to find things now, even though I know it was their goal to, like, make things easier. Anyways, let's continue. This is the last thing we're gonna craft in this series, guys. Like, don't break down, keep strong. But it is kind of sad because this is the series that I started out with. Boom. Oh, whoops. Let's just make 3 of them. Why not? We are chugging, aren't we? But this was the first series that I started out with, and it is to this day the most popular series I've ever had. And I accidentally drank one, didn't I? Whoops. But yeah, I am really sad to see this series go, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to do with Junk Jack X, and it's definitely time, and I think we should do it on our special spot where we always used to end episodes and where we always used to start them until we started on the medieval town. So we'll end it right here. Chug, chug, whoa! So that's gonna end it for this episode. I won't see you next week in this episode. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the series. It definitely wouldn't have continued if you weren't there. I'm actually personally disappointed, the most disappointed, that I did not make it to episode 69. We did make it to 66 though, but not 69. Like, that was my goal. Like, if I could have ended it on 69, I would have been happy. But I didn't quite make it far enough. But I was actually contemplating keeping the series until episode 69, but I figured since it's 66, we might as well just end it. But thank you guys anyways for just watching the series in general. Like I said, it wouldn't have stayed if you guys didn't like it. And honestly, like, if this series wasn't successful, I probably still wouldn't be doing YouTube. So, thank you guys. And thanks for watching this episode, this last and final episode of Let's Play Junk Jack. Woo! Please like and subscribe and all that stuff, and thank you. Goodbye.